Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am excited to share my newest melee build with you guys. So, I never posted my barbarian build because I didn't really think it was good enough to post. Um, it had a lot of self-healing, did halfway decent damage, but I thought it was kind of lacking. I think, you know, you could get better, saves and more survivability, with different builds. So I decided to, play around with a few different lives, and I ended up landing on paladin. And paladin is a completely different animal than barbarian, and good different. It feels like twice as much damage as barbarian. It hits way harder. The defenses are way higher. It crits harder. The only thing I missed from it was really the self healing, and I'm just going to show you a few things of running through like an R6 Grim and Barret here, just to kind of show its DPS off. Um, Basically, I could run up to a crowd of mobs and pretty much one-shot them. I mean, just drop them within a second. Um, which makes it even in High Reaper, taking this build into High Reaper, I'm not really... I never go by kills um, to show DPS, because that's not the way to do it. But in High Reaper, I am almost never being outkilled because I can drop these mobs so quick. Pretty much anything and everything. Um, it has a lot more defense than my Barb did, which I'll show you guys in just a few minutes here. And it runs a pretty similar gear set to my Barb. So I'm going to take down that last group of mobs and I'll start showing you. So I'm not really a fan of builds that rely on one thing to be good. So I was never interested in trying to confront any foe builds, like the charisma builds. But once confront any foe got nerfed, I was like, I wonder what the strength paladin could do, and I decided to roll up this gem of build here. And it performs super well, really well, a lot better than I thought it would. When it comes to soloing or running High Reaper content, you'd think that, okay, well, it's not going to do as well as your Barb because your Barb has self-heals, but the difference is, A, your defenses are so much higher, and B, you kill stuff so much quicker. I'm actually able to run about the same Reaper content as I was doing on my Barb, soloing wise. So these are the stats. Fully buffed with pots and all that kind of stuff. I'm up over 100 strength. Charisma could be done a little bit higher for Divine Might. I need to get a switch-in item. I'm just kind of running augments, so I'm missing some there. The saves, even without Barb buffs, fantastic. I'm at in the 80s on will, and reflex is about 90 for it's great. PRR, MRR is decent. Defenses are fantastic on this build. My double strike usually sits at about 80 or something, and my melee power fully buffs up to about, I want to say 370, 375-ish. I went half orc and I'm running Legendary Dreadnought, so I get helpless damage like crazy. I twisted in Sense Weakness, Meld, and Endless Lay on Hands, so I could have all the defenses and stuff I'd need. I end up having 8 Lay on Hands, and this is R6. If I switch over to basically my healing stick, which isn't completed yet, I can heal myself pretty well. Not too bad in our R6 content. The build is super tight on enhancements. I did not have a single point left over, so I went Sacred Defender Pally, which is a problem because you generate threat. So if you're in raids and you're not pushing high Reaper raids, you might want to knock that off. You'll lose a little bit of strength from it. But I put the rest in the Untitled Chalice. I went 41. I don't bother taking the Exalted Attack or the Cleaves or anything because, hey, you know, you're doing enough AoE damage as is. I said, I don't really like that stuff, so put 41 in there. I put 23 in falconry, basically just trained up for the hit points, helpless damage, a few other quality of life things here. And then I put 19 into half work to get Raging Crush, which is important. Nice attack, does quite a bit of damage, guarantees a crit, and you get 20% more helpless damage. So fully buffed, I'm at like 105% helpless damage. It smacks helpless enemies really hard, as you just saw. As for gear, I'm running Tail of Sulamades as my main weapon. I switch over to Scorpion for kind of like a DR passer, and I'm running a basic winter set on it for hit points and defenses. I'm running Legendary 5 rings as my ring for quality strength, stunning, accuracy. The con on there really isn't needed. I'm running the Radiant Ring of Tyr Valistius. Gives wisdom, quality, accuracy. I really couldn't see a better artifact for this build than this one, so that's why I went with this one. And I'm running, of course, the part of the family set with the Raid Necklace and the Hammer Fist. I running a standard legendary collective sight for strength and insightful strength. I have a +4 artifact set on for con. I am eventually probably going to switch that over to strength, or maybe make some switch out items depending on, you know, what I'm running. And I'm running Titania's Glory. Gives some extra melee power, and of course the gem of this build is, you know, the Blood Rage Prism for two-handed weapon fighting. I still think to this day it's probably one of the best, if not the best, trinket you can wear. And that pretty much does it for this build. It is a lot of fun. Just because Confront Any Foe doesn't work anymore, I wouldn't be afraid to try Paladin and check it out. You know, check out its DPS, even without, you know, even with the nerf on it, it still does extremely well. Alright, you guys take it easy.